What's going on, mother truckers? Welcome to the Asian My Show. Hopefully everybody's having a beautiful day today. So today we have a great interview. I'm going to go ahead and call up Husky Racer. Let's see how he's doing today. So give me 1 second real quick while I give him a call. Let's see if he answers, and let's see if we can help you with your journey with trucking. Let's see. Call. I think it's going to start ringing, people. It's going to start ringing. There it is.
Hello.
Yo, what's going on, brother?
What's happening, Alex?
Hey, hanging out. So, right now, we got you on the phone. We're not live or anything like that, but definitely, I just want to let people know who you are and basically jump into a couple of things that might be able to help people out with their trucking process, because it's something that's a little bit new to you as well and might help others because it's very current, right?
Yeah, man, absolutely.
So first off, before we can even go to that, just give me 1 second here while I transition over. Let me go over. So Husky Racer, you actually have a YouTube channel, correct?
That's right.
All right, so I'm going to jump over, so I'm going to let people see this. All right, so people, a fun fact, if people don't know about the Asian My Show, is I ride motorcycles too, but no, I don't do dirt bikes. So I see a profile picture of you on a dirt bike. Is that you, or is that just a profile picture?
No, that's me. I race here in Texas.
So you're a professional racer is what you're telling me.
Well, I race semi-pro, back in the day. Now I just race for fun, and plus, I just don't have the time, really.
Man, so humble. Semi-pro, I'm not good at anything, right, brother? So when you say semi-pro.
No, man, I doubt that's the case.
Oh, come on, man. So let me look at this channel real quick. So let me dissect this. Expose this channel. Okay, so looks like you have 38 subscribers, and you're making some YouTube videos. If people were to subscribe to you, what kind of YouTube videos will they see?
Yeah, so I wanted to give people some information on, hazmat driving, and also take them on the journey through me getting my first trucking job, because I've been in the financial sector for 30 years. And so this was, a really big transition for me. And I just wanted to let people know that, don't be scared of making, a transition like this. It's not too late. If you find yourself wanting to do something, and, just go for it. And so I wanted to show people, what that transition looked like, and what some of the challenges may be for getting into a hazmat position, because I see a lot of channels, talking about flatbed, dry van, how to back and all that stuff, but there's not a lot of information out there on what to expect and what the challenges are of hazmat.
No, see, so I like that. So, and hazmat, people say, is where the big money is, right? Or that's what people say.
You know what? Yeah, it's good money. I mean, I guess big money is all relative, right? To what you think big money is. So, I mean, you can make a decent living driving hazmat.
So, I would like to ask you a quick question then. Now, you were talking about you had a career in the financial sector, and now later on you decide to go into trucking. For everyone out there that wants to get into trucking and maybe has a career now but wants to make more money, but they have a family, maybe kids, and they don't think that they can just make that transition to trucking, how could they do that, or what would you recommend for that person that's making money, they need to make money, but they would like to make that transition?
Well, everybody's circumstances obviously are different. My situation was that my children are grown. I do have a 16-year-old, but I don't have any infant children. So, that was a benefit. Obviously if you have infants at home, that's going to be a challenge for you, and you need to, you need to direct some attention there. But I would say it's really important to have if you're married, or you have a significant other, whatever the case is, that, you have good communication and a good support system there. I was fortunate that, I had money saved up because it wasn't, I'm not going to lie, it wasn't cheap making this transition because you have to pay for, or at least I did, I had to pay for my CDL school. There are, ways to subsidize that. But I paid for my own CDL school. And of course, then there's the cost of living while you're going to school and getting your first job. So, you need to make sure that you have all your bases covered in regards to your bills and stuff. I would suggest if you're going to make a transition like this and you can give some foresight into it, that you try to mitigate as many bills as you can, pay them off or get them paid down as much as you can before you start the transition. That could definitely help out quite a bit. But because, you're going to, CDL school is going to be, I've seen some in as short as 4 weeks, and then I've seen others, as long as 16 weeks. So, I guess it just really depends on what your curriculum looks like. But you need to plan to, take care of yourself financially for that, at least that amount of time.
Wow. So, okay. So for people out there that want to get into trucking, how much money do you recommend that they try to save up before they make this transition, at least?
Yeah, I would say at least to try to save up 90 days worth of, of necessary payments, for your household, your bills, consider gas costs going back and forth to school. So, I think I'm being conservative there, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can do it on 90 days, but, I would at least have 90 days worth of, living expenses saved up before making that transition. But like I said, also, there's ways that you can, get some of these things subsidized, right? If you're really hurting and you don't have work, you can go to your workforce commission and perhaps get some type of grant that will pay for the CDL school. And then, of course, there's always government assistance for, for food and stuff like that if that's necessary. Again, everybody's situation's different, but I think you just really need to take some inventory of, where you're at, be honest with yourself and say, yeah, I can do this now, or no, you know what, I need to make some plans to do this.
No, I hear you. And so can you give out the school that you went to? Do you recommend that school to others?
Yeah, I'd be happy to give a shout out to Aspire CDL School in Dallas, Texas. They're a good school. They're actually, my understanding is they're teaming up with CRST.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know that, there's, maybe not everybody's a lover of CRST or what have you, but I do know that they're teaming up with them now. And, as a matter of fact, I just went out there and checked on some of my old instructors yesterday and said hello. And, I think any CDL school actually, Alex, you get out of it what you put into it. There were so many people that would just kind of stand around and wait to be called on. I was very assertive. I wanted my time in the truck. I made sure that I was always available to, get in the truck and drive, and I kept a positive attitude. So. Again, I think you get out of it what you put into it. If we're all grown-ups, and if you expect to be handheld and coddled through the process, then I think you're in for a rude awakening. You have to take charge of your future, and part of that is making sure that you're getting the reps in at your CDL school, whichever one it is. And if it's not working out for you, then you need to have a conversation with your instructor and find out what you can do to make that happen.
Right. And so could you give a rough estimate of how much that school cost?
Yeah, sure. So I can tell you that when I applied, it was $4,600. I went through Collin County Community College here in Texas, and it's in the Dallas area, and it was $4,600. I think if you went directly to the school, it was $5,000. Now, I know that they're running a special, or they were running a special recently, and it was $3,500.
Wow.
So, yeah, so their prices are kind of all over the place. And when I was looking at CDL schools, in doing my vetting process, because I just, man, I probably looked at about 6 or 7, maybe realistically.
Right.
And they were priced anywhere from 2,500 up to 8,000. And Roadmaster was the one for 8,000. Yeah, I think they offer a pretty damn good program, but it was just out of my budget.
Right. So for everyone listening, if you're in the Dallas area and you want to go to a good school, it's going to cost you roughly from 3,500 upwards to 8,000, depending on what kind of training that you want to do. I will say this to people though listening: you're going to get most of your training from the company training program and from the trainer that's training you. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, and you know, it's funny you say that, because the only thing you're going to get from a CDL school is what's necessary to get your license.
Right.
And here in Texas, what's necessary to get your license is, and this is crazy, but it's we have to do the straight line back, we have to do offset right, offset left,
right,
and then we have to do a parallel park. And which I thought was really weird, to parallel park. I know you guys probably, Alex, in your industry, moving, you guys probably parallel park often, but I don't see too many other truckers parallel parking.
I'll tell you this much, brother. If there's only one spot left and there's a hole in between, your butt better know how to parallel park, because if not, then you're sleeping on the side of the road. So it can happen sometimes, but it usually doesn't. But you could probably agree with me too. When we took the test, we're like, oh my gosh, this is scary, it's hard. And then you go in the real world and you're like, oh my God, if you can't even pass this test, you might not do well in the real world. And I don't want to scare anyone out there like that, but that's how I felt. I was like, I'm not going to use any of these things. And then I'm out there and I'm using all of it all the time. You know? Yeah,
you really are. You know, you're absolutely right. You really are. You're taking the nuances from everything you've learned and applying it in real life. And just to expound on your point, when you go to your first job and you get with your trainer, that's when the real stuff happens. I mean, that's when you're really being taught and trained on what to really expect and do in the real world. You know, my first 90-degree back was with my first job. The first week I was in orientation, and because we didn't do that in CDL school, and which I thought was kind of weird, because that's a commonly used backing procedure. And so I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think the state of Texas is now going to incorporate not only the 90-degree back, but I think the 45-degree back as well. And I applaud that. I think that needs to happen.
Yeah, I think so as well. So fast forward now, are you comfortable? Actually, the first question I want to ask you is, are you happy with your company you're currently with? And if you are not, we don't have to go into that too much. But if you are, maybe we could go into some detail how to help other truckers get into the company that you're with. How do you feel?
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. I'm totally stoked with the company I'm with. There for a minute, I thought I wouldn't be able to disclose the name of the company, but I got the okay from HR yesterday, and I work for Grondike Transport, and I'm a fuel hauler for them. And they are just a fantastic outfit. They pay good. The equipment is all relatively brand new. I'm talking within the last couple of years. They're really safety conscientious. I like that. They're very structured. I also like that, because I think in the hazmat environment, you really don't want to invite chaos into that environment. So
sorry to cut you off. No, sorry to cut you off.
No, that's okay.
My thought process was, a lot of people ask me, they say, hey, Alex, can I become a fuel hauler, a tanker? Can I do that right away, or can I not? And it sounds like this company will take you on right as a new driver.
There's some truth to that. They want you to be in the top percentile of your CDL class. So, again, it's important that, that you do well in your CDL school. So, and they're also, they're going to give you a driving test when you first come in. So, if you can't drive worth a flip, then you're probably not going to be a fuel hauler for Grondike for your first job. But yeah, they will entertain taking new students, as they have for me. And they have a fantastic program. You're going to, if you came on like I did, you would be with a trainer for 28 days. You're learning how to load up at the racks and unload at the stores. And yeah, it's a great program. And plus, you'll do a week up in Enid, Oklahoma. Also going through a very extensive training process. Might not sound like it because it's just a week, but there's a lot of information going on during that week, and the instructors are really good.
So if someone wanted to apply there, will they take students that have no experience and they will train them as well? Or no, you need to go get your CDL on your own first because they don't have a training program and then apply to them? What's the best way to get on with them?
Yeah, that's a great question. You do have to have your CDL. They do not offer a CDL training school. You do have to have your CDL, and also, let me add, you need to have your hazmat. So do yourself a favor. Once you get your CDL, get your endorsements, get them as fast as possible, because when you get your hazmat, and I've said this on my YouTube channel, when you get your hazmat, you're going to have to wait 2 or 3 weeks after after you've passed your hazmat test to actually get TSA to approve that. So we won't do driving tests until you have your hazmat. So make sure you get your hazmat. Like I got mine the day after I got my CDL. After I got my hard copy CDL, I went to DMV and did the test. And the test isn't hard. Just study for it, before you go in there, and you'll knock the ball apart.
So this is the nitty-gritty question now. It's the one I always ask. And tell me if you could give me a ballpark. As a new driver as a fuel hauler with how many months or up to a year experience do you have now?
Yeah, so I'm just in my first month with these guys.
Oh, this is the perfect question. So as a brand new driver for them, what is the range of, is it salary, paid per hour, percentage, cents per mile? What's the range of a new driver?
Yeah, sure. So there's a couple different things there. When you first come on board, you're going to be classified, if you're new like me, you're going to be classified as a 0. I mean, you don't even rate, man. You're a 0, right? So right. So you're getting paid while you're in orientation and while you're with your trainer. You're getting paid $17 an hour. If you come in with experience, they have their classifications are 0, and then I believe it's 1, 2, 3. And while let's say you're a level 3 driver, you would I think you make $20 an hour while you're in training. But training for really experienced drivers like a level 3, I think it's only like 8 days with a trainer. And then like even for me, after I do my 28 days, then I go into getting paid just like everybody else. We get paid by the load, and we have a minimum. And I think our minimum is like $55, I believe, or $56, something like that minimum. No matter how close it is to the terminal. And then, we get paid based upon how far away we have to go. So it can be, you can make $350, $400 a day if you're hustling and know what you're doing. A new guy like me, my expectation is probably about $60,000, $63,000 my first year. And then you should see $10,000 increments every year after that.
Okay, so this is hourly wage, is that correct?
Well, it's hourly rate. It's like for me again, it's $17 an hour while I'm in training.
Right.
But once they cut me loose, then there is no more hourly rate. It's all done by the load.
Okay, so it's percentage of the load, right?
That's correct.
And how much percentage of the load is it when you get to that level?
Yeah, so they don't really pay a percentage. It's a flat rate per load. So based upon the miles that you're traveling, so you can, like there we have some loads that will pay like $180. You could do 3 of those a day, or we have other loads where they're shorter loads, and you're guaranteed at least $55 a load. And I think it's 55, 54, something like that. It's in the 50s, but you could do 5 of those, 6 of those, and make $300 a day. So it really just depends on, where you want to run. And these are all local. I'm home every night, so these are all local runs.
Now, local, sorry to cut you off, but when you say local, what happens if a guy from Florida wants to come with this company? Where do you have to live to get on this company?
Florida, because we just purchased a hazmat company in Florida, and so if you go on our website Grondike.com, you'll see.
I was just there. Let me see. Okay,
Yeah.
So I'm here. I see a beautiful website. Now, where do I go?
There should be locations or terminals or something like that on there, and there should be a map of the United States, and it would have all our terminal locations.
Let me see. I see home. Let me go home real quick. I was on careers. Okay, so I see a map. If I remember my states from 5th grade, okay. The map disappeared. I saw it's pretty much mid-America. It looked like from that map.
Yeah, it is. It is. We just now I know on my Grondike app, because we have an app actually, which is really cool. On my Grondike app, I know Florida has been added onto my Grondike app, and I'm not sure if it's on the website yet. But trust me, if you live in Florida, more than likely there'll be a terminal close to you.
Wow, and you said as a new driver, you could make upwards of 60 or 60,000. So, what are people? I'm sure you talk to other drivers. What kind of money did they kind of say they're making after a few years of being?
Oh yeah, yeah. I talked to this one guy there. He's been there a few years. He says he doesn't even bust a sweat, and he's making like 75,000.
Wow.
And I can see that because honestly, I was with my last day. I'm on my last day off, and the last day that I worked with my trainer, I think we did 5 or 6 loads, and he made $350 that day.
Wow.
It wasn't like crazy, busting our ass and, it was work. It's hard work. I'm not going to lie about that, but it's not, it wasn't anything crazy.
Man, and this is full benefits, everything. You're home local, and this is coming out of the gate as a new truck driver. Is that correct?
Yeah, man. I think I hit the ball out of the park with these guys. They're a great outfit, man. Really, the trucks are badass looking. If you're into that, we got our trucks are all, like I said, a couple years old at the most. They just spent $50 million on a brand new fleet of KWs, and we're red, black, and chrome. We're really sweet looking trucks. A lot of our trailers have disc brakes.
Nice.
And the trucks have disc brakes as well, so you don't have to worry about DLT screwing with you on your brakes. And, they're just and we've won our 7th Heil Trophy, which is a really big accomplishment in the hazmat, I guess, industry. So I'm just learning about it as well, but yeah, they're pretty badass, man.
Shoot, man. I've been on your YouTube channel this whole time, just kind of looking at it. I like looking at your face, right? And I'll be changing some of that up. I had to delete some videos and repost them. Yeah, so, no worries. Okay, so mother truckers, all you damn mother truckers out there, man. This guy has the keys to success right here, people. And you know what? When you hear from a recruiter, they make their money a different way. They make their money by trying to get you on to work for them so they could get paid. This man is working there physically, and he's actually in there, and he's having a good time doing it, and he actually has the information that you need. So if he's at 38 subscribers and he could show you as a new truck driver how to get a $60,000 job your first year, be local, and get benefits, I don't know why you're not subscribed to this man. So overall, Husky Racer, I'm going to have the links below for everybody there. And then that's about wrapping it up. With that said, is there anything else that you would like to leave us with so that they can gain information from you, or just anything?
Yeah. I mean, feel free to reach out to me. I have my email on my YouTube channel, so you can feel free to email me. I'll be happy to answer any questions, or if you want to leave comments on the YouTube channel, I'll be happy to answer questions there. If you're really serious about coming on board, get on Grondike.com, fill out an application, put me down as a reference, give me a heads up, and and just go from there. I just can't see how anybody, wouldn't think that this is a great opportunity. 401k, Blue Cross Blue Shield, HSA. I mean, good stuff.
Might have to apply myself. Might have to
Yeah, man, come on.
myself.
Alex.
Hopefully you enjoyed the interview, brother, and I appreciate you so much for your information. And for everyone else watching this, please subscribe to Husky Racer. And if you haven't subscribed to me, maybe subscribe to me as well, because we're gonna do things like this all the time. And so please, Husky Racer, go ahead and make sure that you leave your links below when this video comes out as well, just in case that I miss any links, because I want to make sure people don't miss out on the opportunity. Because I looked at the map before I went away on the website, and you guys are everywhere. So people have a potential of being home, and this might be the right company for you. So overall, I appreciate you, brother. Have a good day, man.
All right, man. All right, bud. You too.
Peace.
Later.
Mother truckers. Gee golly, gee golly, gee golly, gee golly. I never say gee golly, but you could start trucking, be home locally, make money, never even go OTR. Dang, I might not even upload this video because it's just too good. No, I'm just playing, people. I got you guys. Appreciate you guys. Subscribe to everybody. I'm telling you, man, more success, more love. Appreciate you guys. See you guys on Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern time.